And now, Decoder Ring Theatre presents the continuing adventures of Canada's greatest superhero, that scourge of the underworld, hunter of those who prey upon the innocent, that marvelous masked mystery man known only as the Red Panda! The Red Panda, mysterious crusader for justice, hides his true identity as one of the city's wealthiest men in his never-ending battle against crime and corruption. Only his trusty driver, Kit Baxter, who joins him in his quest in the guise of the Flying Squirrel, knows who wears the mask of the Red Panda. This episode, Night Patrol.
No, it's too many of them. Got to get away. Down this alley.
There he goes, boys. Down that blind alley. He's trapped now. Trapped like a rat. Come on, let's finish this. This way. Hey, keep up, Jonesy.
Thought I saw something. There in the shadows. No. No! Stay back! Stay back!
Come on, you bums. He ran this way. Through here. He's got nowhere left to go. Hey, there he is. Back by those trash cans. So, there you are. Down in the garbage where you belong. Maybe now you see you can't walk down our street without paying the toll.
Stay back, please.
You hear that, boys? He said please. You've got lovely manners, and I'm sure your mommy is very proud of you, but ain't gonna help you now.
I have a family. They need this money. I'm begging you.
Should have thought of that before you ran. We'd have left you something, but you ran down our street. You hid in our alley. You made us chase you. That's gonna cost you all that you have and more.
No, please.
Get him, boys.
Who are you talking to?
Boys, I said take out the trash. Boys? Hey, where did everybody go? Who's that? Who's there? Boys?
Your friends can't hear you now, Morelli.
They're a little tied up right now.
You think you're so funny, why don't you come out here? I'll give you something to laugh about.
As you wish. Here I am, Morelli.
No, it's not possible. You're not real. You're just a story.
Just a bedtime story for scum like you and your friends, is that it? Well, it's time to sing you a very different lullaby.
Stay back. Stay back, do you hear me?
Not this time, Morelli. You see, this is my alley. And these are my streets, and the time has come for you to pay the toll. The time has come to pay the Red Panda.
No.
The Red Panda?
No. Stay back. The bullets, they went right through you.
Your mind is playing tricks on you, Morelli. I'm over here. Or is it over here?
I'll kill you. I swear I will.
How can you kill what you can't find?
Especially if you don't have a gun.
What the? Oh, my gun.
Oh, is this yours? Sorry. Hey, why don't you fly up here to the ledge and take it?
It's a girl. A flying girl.
Flying Squirrel, actually.
I've had enough of these games. Why don't you come out here and face me like a man?
As you wish.
Wait! Oh.
You know what I want to hear.
Please.
I don't. That was... How can I ever thank you?
Go to the police. Tell them what happened. Tell them they'll find the gang hanging from lampposts and fire escapes down this alley.
Hanging?
Not that kind of hanging, sugar. Good guys, remember?
The police and the Crown Attorney will tell you what happens next.
You mean they'll want me to testify?
We've done our part. Now you must do yours. Until citizens step forward to help the law take creatures like this off our streets, their kind will always rule the night.
And next time, we might not be passing by.
I understand. I'll do it.
Good boy.
Now go.
Yes. Yes. Thank you both.
Well, boss, you sure know how to show a girl a good time.
And the night's still young.
So this is what crime fighters do when they don't have a case.
Some do, some don't. We do.
Lucky us.
Come now, I thought you were looking forward to your first night patrol.
I was. Now I'm looking forward off the edge of this rooftop.
Not nervous, are you?
Who, me?
You're doing very well with your gliding. The way you swooped down and pulled the gun right out of that crook's hand.
Well, he was shooting at you.
He was shooting at where he thought I was. Hypnosis is a very handy tool when bullets don't bounce off you.
When do I learn that?
Patience, Kit. I've been doing this a while, you know.
All right then, mister. Where do we go from here?
That's the tricky part.
Oh, good. I was waiting for the tricky part. I thought this was old hat.
It is.
So how did you do night patrol before?
I would have my trusty chauffeur, Kit Baxter, drive me around to suspicious areas, find some pretext to leave the car, change into the Red Panda, fight crime, and return, leaving her none the wiser.
And you wondered how I ever figured out your secret.
Yes.
So now what?
Rooftops.
Rooftops?
Rooftops.
You're kidding.
I'm really not.
I've got retractable gliding membranes on my costume, Buster. What, did you learn to fly while I was on my lunch break?
Don't be ridiculous. I learned last night when you were at the movies.
What?
Watch. Not bad, Panda. Not bad.
Leaping lizards! That was about a 40-foot jump. How'd you do that?
I modified the static shoes we use to climb sheer surfaces. By boosting the power and fitting my gauntlets with controls, I can use their power to repel myself away from solid objects, then reverse the polarity midair and pull myself towards the next rooftop. When the unit is activated, I control it through the position of my hands. See?
You're telling me this is a reasonable way to get around town?
It's better than reasonable. Thanks to the power of static electricity, it's almost effortless. And it's fun, too. I'm building another unit for you to augment your gliding control and to aid you in changing direction fast. It, takes a little getting used to.
Oh, is that why you sent me to the pictures while you tested it?
I was a little clumsy at first.
Well, we can't have that.
I'm curious to see what side effects this rather public form of transportation will have.
Side effect? What kind of side effect?
Let's find out, shall we?
Look! Up there!
It's a man!
Not just any man. That's the Red Panda!
I'm telling you, I saw it! A man in a mask leapt from the roof, followed by a girl with wings!
He must have had some kind of rope or something, and when he missed the rooftop, he stopped on the side of the building and ran straight up.
Forget him. What about the flying lady with him? The Red Panda don't have no partner.
Well, he do now, and brother, it's bad news for crooks like us.
See? That was halfway across town in a fraction of the time it takes in traffic.
Aren't you, out of breath?
A little.
Well, you certainly made an impression on your adoring public.
That's part of the point.
Excuse me?
We can't be everywhere, Kit. And many of our most important cases happen in total secrecy. Night Patrol helps to create the impression that we could be lurking in any shadow, ready to mete out justice. In that way, we hope to prevent crimes from ever being committed. A glimpse of us at a distance, the testimony of that man we saved in the alley, that gang of toughs we taught a lesson to. It all creates confidence in our fellow citizens and fear among the criminal underground.
And this is why we loom out of the shadows.
Right. A good entrance, an inexplicable disappearance.
Powers they don't understand.
Yes.
Snappy dialogue.
I prefer spooky. You can bring the snappy if you like.
Maybe I should try it your way. No one even knows who I am.
Give it time. My first headline was, Lunatic in Mask Foils Bank Heist.
I'm glad you didn't keep the name. I'd hate to play sidekick to the lunatic in mask.
Listen.
I don't hear anything.
You will. Come on. There. Down on street level. Coming this way.
That woman? What about her?
You wear heels occasionally, don't you?
It's not like I never go out on the town. I just usually wait in the car.
Would you run in those shoes, given the choice?
She's not exactly running.
She's not exactly strolling.
Maybe she's late for a date. Some people still do that, you know.
Think he knows that?
And the man with the gray cap? He's following at a distance, watching her closely.
She's turning down that side street.
But it's so dark. There's no houses down there.
She's trying to lose him. She's hoping that he's not really following her.
But if he is, she's in terrible trouble.
Fear can often make a bad situation worse.
Hey, do you mean to tell me you heard high heels walking fast from a rooftop 3 blocks away?
You'll get used to it.
Boss, he's made the turn. He is following her. She's got nowhere to go. What do we do?
You tell me.
What?
You're more than ready.
But...
I'll be right here.
I don't think...
Kit, I think this one particularly needs to have his hat handed to him by the Flying Squirrel. Don't you?
Right. Got my back?
Do you even have to ask?
Back in a flash.
Running out of places to run, dollface?
Leave me alone! Why are you following me? What do you want?
I think you know what I want.
Keep away! I'll scream!
Go ahead and scream. Who's gonna hear you?
I will.
Who? What the?
Not quite the reaction I was hoping for.
Well. A dame in a leotard. On the run from the circus, precious?
The name is Flying Squirrel, ugly. Better learn it. Fast!
Says you. I'm gonna call you dessert.
Get out of here! Please, go get help!
I am help.
Sure you are. You may have escaped from the freak show, but your luck is about to change. My teeth!
Sorry, Pumpkin, but the banner thing wasn't really working for me.
That was incredible!
Go on, get out of here. Call a cop to scrape up what's left.
Who are you?
She's dead meat, that's who she is.
Go!
Oh.
My. How will you chase down innocent women with that shattered kneecap?
Stop, please. Please, stop. I'll tell you something.
What could you possibly have to say that I would care to hear?
Ooh. The concert. Kill hundreds. Still time to stop them.
What are you talking about? Tell me!
Promise to let me go before the law gets here.
Interesting. Or I could beat you about the head until you tell me what I want to know.
Ow!
If there really are hundreds of people in danger and you don't tell me in time to save them, you'll spend the rest of your short, worthless life answering to me. Now talk!
You are listening to the Red Panda Adventures from Decoder Ring Theater. Your address for adventure, mystery, and comedy. We now rejoin our story as the Red Panda and the Flying Squirrel, acting on a tip, race across the rooftops of the city in a desperate attempt to avert disaster. Listen!
Do you think we can believe him?
Probably not. But if he's fooling us, he didn't gain anything.
He's in a nice safe cell, far away from you.
Was it too much?
You were a model of restraint. Besides, if there's anything to this tip, it's the best piece of interrogation I've ever seen.
And if there isn't?
There it is. Massey Hall. What did he say was happening here tonight?
A concert by the world-famous tenor Anton Spivak.
Why does that sound familiar?
You were supposed to meet that blonde from the newspaper.
Victoria? Oh, of course. Why didn't you remind me?
Must have slipped my mind.
Kit?
Not really my job, you know. Besides, I was so looking forward to my first night patrol.
I understand. If it doesn't involve masks and villains, I've got no head for it either. Millionaire Playboy stuff is just so dull.
Yeah, and we should all be so bored.
That's the second time I've stood her up.
Third.
Third? Are you sure?
Trust me.
How am I going to get out of this one?
Well, we could stand around discussing your love life while your would-be date and everyone else in the building dies a gruesome death. That would get you off the hook.
Oh, right! Let's go!
Ladies and gentlemen, it is indeed an honor to have with us tonight a man who truly needs no introduction. One of the world's most supremely gifted singers, whose interpretations of the vocal repertoire are without compare in the world today. A man whose great talents have made him a living legend. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome to our stage the great Anton Spivak.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for your kind applause. I'm sorry to say the great Anton Spivak will not be joining me on stage tonight. You see, the living legend is no longer... What is the word? Living! Silence. Allow me to introduce myself. I am Antonia Zombanistro, mistress of forbidden knowledge, keeper of the ancient relics, practitioner of the lost art of necromancy. But you may know me by another name. Professor Zombie! Quiet, all of you! Obey my orders and you have nothing at all to fear. Continue to defy me and you will have a dark eternity to contemplate the majesty of my vengeance! Remain in your seats! My men have already taken the precaution of sealing off the exits. There is only one way out of this building, and it is to cooperate with me fully.
Zombie, you're totally mad.
Sticks and stones, Mr. Mayor, sticks and stones. Soon my ransom note will arrive at City Hall.
Ransom? What ransom?
Why, the ransom for all of you, of course. The richest and most powerful citizens in the city. The city treasury will pay me the sum of $1 million or face the consequences.
What consequences?
I know what you're thinking. You're thinking I'll threaten to kill you all if my demands aren't met, and you are right. But I won't stop there. Not only will I have eliminated the social elite of the city at a stroke, but I will also make you my undead army of the night. An army which I will then unleash on the unsuspecting city in a reign of terror. A reign that will only end when they finally give in to my demands.
You're mad.
She's bluffing.
Bluffing, am I? Mad, am I? If you will kindly direct your attention to the gas filling the upper levels of the hall. At the moment, it is simply a suspension solution. A sweet-smelling vapor which will act as a delivery agent for my brilliant invention. Necronium-234, a mixture of modern science and voodoo wisdom which will leach from each of your overfed bodies the sweet gift of life while leaving your capabilities otherwise intact. Turning you all into mindless zombies! Please do not panic. The gas is quite harmless until I tell my henchmen to open the vents on the necronium tanks and I electrify the field by means of this button. You will come to no harm, provided your fellow citizens can, as you say, get the goods.
Professor Zombie, be reasonable. You know there's no way the city could assemble such an enormous amount of money on short notice. Why, it could take days.
I'm afraid you haven't got days, Mr. Mayor. And I don't really care if the city gives it freely or my very well-dressed zombie army takes it by force. Don't you see, this time no one can stop me! No one!
Professor Zombie!
I had to see it.
It's him.
It's the Red Panda.
He'll save us.
Antonia, your plan is ridiculous, and your contempt for human life sickens me. On the other hand, your dress is stunning.
You like it?
You do look lovely in green.
Always the gentleman.
Too bad you'll soon be trading it in for prison stripes again.
If you ever came to visit, you'd know they don't really make you wear stripes.
I know, it's so hard to get away.
Well, you won't have to worry about that this time, Red Panda. I don't know how you got wise to my plans, but it's too late. The suspension solution has already filled the hull. It only takes the addition of a tiny amount of necronium-234 to start the zombification process. A process which, once begun, cannot be stopped. Soon the mighty Red Panda, along with all of these sub-creatures you have failed to protect, will be nothing more than my undead playthings. Men, open the necronium tanks!
Professor Zombie, don't be a fool. You'll be overcome by the gas as well.
Wrong again, hero. I am immune to the effects of necronium, and my men are already zombies. Now I will press this button, electrify the field, and give you all the precious gift of life without life. The sweet, cold embrace of undying death. What the? Nothing is happening. You! What have you done?
Me? Surprisingly little. I kept you occupied for a few minutes while the necronium tanks were disabled.
Disabled? Impossible! This plan was panda-proof! I had 7 henchmen scattered throughout the entire theater, each with a remote release for one of 7 necronium tanks mounted high in the rafters where you could never reach them all in time!
Fortunately, I knew someone who could.
Someone's flying down from the
It's a lady. And man, what a lady.
What cheap theatrics is this?
Professor Zombie, allow me to introduce the Flying Squirrel.
Charmed, I'm sure.
She disabled the release mechanisms on the necronium tanks while you postured for my benefit. Now, Squirrel, if you'd care to detain Professor Zombie, I'll earn my keep by seeing to her undead henchmen.
With pleasure. Well, sister, you want to come quietly or do this the fun way?
Curse you! Curse you both!
Sentinel Morning Edition. Read all about it. Professor Zombie foiled by Red Panda and Mystery Girl.
I'll take one of those, Sonny.
Gee, thanks, mister. Read all about it in the Sentinel.
Mystery Girl? You said the Red Panda said my name... her name in front of the entire theater.
Well, Mystery Girl is a lot better than Lunatic in Mask.
I guess.
See? Look right here.
Where?
Just here. Last night, in a display of danger and daring do, the likes of which this city has seldom seen, the marvelous masked mystery man, known to the city only as the Red Panda, foiled another mad plan by would-be despot Professor Zombie.
Hey.
Wait for it. The city's erstwhile guardian was aided and abetted in his rescue of a packed Massey hall by a new face, whose name has previously only been heard in furtive whispers from the criminal underground. A fearless, flying female, a courageous, cowled champion calling herself the Flying Squirrel.
Really?
See? A double alliteration.
Is that, good?
In this line of work, alliteration is their way of saying they like you.
Oh, but boss, see this part here? When asked if this personal rescue changed his views on the Red Panda, the mayor said there was no proof the Red Panda and his new partner were not acting in concert with Professor Zombie. He continues to subscribe to Chief O'Malley's theory that these mass vigilantes are a menace to our city and urge them to give themselves up. Boss, that's awful.
You'll get used to it. Don't let it bother you. The reviews are in and the Flying Squirrel is a smash.
She is, isn't she?
Which is more than I can say for Victoria.
Who? Oh, your date. Did she, throw you over?
It's just as well. I was running out of paper-thin excuses.
Gee, that's a shame. Maybe she should get herself a mask or a cape or something.
Why's that?
Seems like the one sure way for a gal to get herself a night on the town with this city's most eligible bachelor.
Kit Baxter... behave yourself.
Yes, boss.
And so concludes another adventure of the Red Panda! This recording and the story, characters, and situations contained therein are the exclusive property of their creator and copyright holder, Greg Taylor, and are produced and distributed by Decoder Ring Theater through arrangement with him. These recordings may not be rebroadcast or redistributed by any means for any reason without express permission. Until next time, when Decoder Ring Theater brings you the further thrilling adventures of Canada's greatest superhero, this is Stephen Burley reminding you DecoderRingTheater.com is your address to adventure!
The Red Panda Adventures, Episode 2, Night Patrol, was written and directed by Greg Taylor, with original music by Andrea Lyons, and featured the vocal talents of Peter Nichol, Scott Moyle, Jonathan Lear, Shannon Arnold, Michael Booth, Andrea Lyons, Clarissa de Nederlanden, and Greg Taylor. Until next time, for all of us here, good night. Good night. Good night. Good night. Good night. Good night.